Okay, for example, I suppose I don't know the students here. I will say, for example, here I have the doctor, for example, Mohammed Hot. What I want to send is here, what did it show me? The data from the users who are present inside the headquarters, which is what? Which is you and the student. To send a message to the student, I must add them to the recipients list. I click the left arrow to add them. For the message, I need to write the subject and body. If there's a supervisor or assistant, I can send a copy too. To the left, it enters the recipients. Dr. Mohammed is in the recipients, including the student. For the message I'm going to send, I must write the subject and body, specify the recipient. If a supervisor or assistant is present, I can send them a copy. I can say copy, specify them, and add them to receive the message. Now, if I want to send a copy to another professor, I can do that too. So I've identified the student I'm going to send the message to. In this case, if there's a supervisor or an assistant present with me and I want to send them a copy of this message, that's totally fine. If they're here, I can just say copy and specify who they are, and then I can add them here so that they also receive a copy of the same message. So now I have the recipient, and if I want to send a copy to someone else, like another professor who is also with me, I can do that too. After I've finished, as you can see, you can also attach a file. The option to attach a file is available in most of the tools you'll see. You can browse and attach any file, whether it's a Word document, PDF, or PowerPoint. So you can browse and attach any file, and then you just hit send to send it off. From this message, it's totally fine if he's here. I can say copy and specify who it is, and then I can also add them here so that they receive a copy of the same message. So now I have the recipient, and if I want to send a copy to someone else, like another professor who is also with me, I can do that too. In this case, after I've finished, you can also attach a file. Most tools allow file attachment. You can browse and attach any file. It confirms message sent. Message is in sent items. Student messages arrive in my inbox. I click inbox to view messages. I can reply or start a new message. I select student, write subject and body, then send. The whole idea is that all course messages are where you'll notice the message was sent successfully. You can see it's been sent. I have one message sent. When a student sends me a message, where will it go? It will come to my inbox. It will be here, and I might have one unread message, or two or three. In that case, I click on the inbox to open it and see the student's messages. I can then reply to a message. So I start by selecting the student, writing subject and body, and then I send the message. All course messages are where? They are all inside the course. So when students check messages, they will find that the course messages are available. Therefore, the student can start checking their inbox to see what messages they have received, or two or three. In that case, I click on the inbox to open it and see the student's messages. I can then either reply to a message or start a new message with the same idea. So I begin by selecting the student, writing the subject, writing the body of the message, and then I send the message. The whole idea is that all course messages are available within the course. When students check messages, they find course messages. If they enter, they see the same layout and idea, course messages. Students can check their inbox for received messages. Since no students are here, we're saying when they enter, they find the same interface and concept of course messages. Students can look at their inbox for arrivals. They can view, reply, or create messages. The tool is available for creating messages. Course messages are like email, but within the course, now we've seen course announcements, which are important, and course messages. Additionally, if you notice the tools, you'll find the email tool available, and I can keep the email accessible. They can start checking their messages and replying to them, or they can also create a message for you. The same tool is available for the student to start creating a message for you. So course messages are just like email, but they are within the course and not outside of it. So now we've seen together the course announcements, which are very important, and we also have the course messages that are within the course. If you notice the tools, you'll find that I have the email tool available, and I can keep the email accessible. Please note that course announcements are extremely important and crucial, and we also have course messages that are within the course platform. If you noticed, in the tools, you'll find that I have the email tool available, as well as I can keep the email accessible for your convenience and easy access. Liquid For example, sending. An email involves having emails ready to activate. Here, I can send to all, and there are many types. To send to one student, I select the user type as a student. Alternatively, I might have specific individual users, so I select it. It prompts me to specify the student. This student is specified because I'm sending a message via email from within Blackboard, which will go to the student's university email. And here I can send to all. Of course, there are many types. If I want to send to one student, what do? If I have one student, then I select the user type as a student. Or I might also have something called specific individual users. So in this case, I go to specific individual users and select it. And you will notice that it tells me to specify the student. This student is the same idea. I transfer it here. I need to specify it because I'm going to send him a message via email, which is from within Blackboard, but it will go to the student's university email. As for the room accounts, we have 200 licenses. You will notice that here it tells me to select the student. This student is him. The same idea is to transfer him here. I select him. I have to select him because I will send him a message via email. I mean, it is from within Blackboard, but it will go to the student's university email.
Bashman, for ROM accounts, Sir Telesa, we currently have approximately 200 licenses in total. It's open in the sense that we allocate it for graduate studies, departments, and meetings. Most colleges send requests, and we provide the licenses to the group emails they specify. So any professor who needs a license just needs to contact us through their college, and we will review the case to see if they are actually studying in graduate studies, or if they need the license for a specific training purpose, and we grant the license directly. Got it. So any professor who needs a license just needs to contact us through their college, and we'll review the case to see if they are actually studying in graduate studies, or if they need the license for a specific training purpose, and we grant the license directly. Okay? Thank you, Doctor. Regarding the officers who asked in the comments about the licenses being open, we actually had a number of licenses, equal to the number of professors. However, during the renewal, the university did not renew the full number for one reason. We transitioned from fully online teaching to in-person teaching. So we had over 3,500 licenses during COVID. Right now, the university doesn't need 3,500 licenses, since classes have returned to in-person. Based on that, only 500 licenses were granted, and they are used for purposes related to graduate studies, discussing theses, departmental meetings, or related issues. We don't assume any requests that come to us from the colleges regarding this matter.
All right, Doctor. Thank you very much indeed. Zoom is a good alternative, but don't forget we have virtual classrooms. We have live meetings or virtual classrooms. You can also record and generate attendance reports. You might resort to Zoom if there's a problem with the virtual classrooms, but that's rare. When we created the content area, we can also create a test from that content area. If I want to create a test, I can do that. You can also register and you can get the attendance report, and there is no problem at all. So you can resort to Zoom if that is the case. Of course, it is rare. In other words, if the virtual classes are a problem, then the virtual classes are us. Even I am with you, and it is working via the virtual classes. Another point is that when creating the content area, we can also create a test from that content area. I'll delete this now. The content area can't just be called content area or new content area. You'll notice, as mentioned, that I have a circle with a downward arrow. Click to rename it to tests or assessments or any title you choose. Click the check mark and it's now named assessments. You can enter it and there you have the assessments and access the test like the assignment. You can start creating the test you want to set up. And the content area, of course, can't just be called content area or new content area. So you'll notice, as I mentioned before, that I have a circle with a downward arrow. I can click on that and say, I want to rename it. And I can name it something like tests or assessments or any title I want to give it. But in the end, it will be in the form of a test. Then you simply press down on that check mark. And now it's named something like assessments, which is a new feature. You can enter it. And there you have the assessments available to view in detail. And you can access the test just like we accessed the assignment earlier. You can start creating exactly what kind of test that you want to set up. But here, I just want to clarify something. Creating an assignment is one thing, and adding an assignment is another. We need to distinguish between creating a test and adding a test.